And we're back. Okay, so we're going to build a circuit on a breadboard using an integrated circuit, which has a lot of circuitry built inside at a microscopic scale. And that allows us to do a lot of things with fewer parts. So just to show you as an example, if you look at the schematic of the actual inside of the 555, there's 24 transistors and 16 resistors and 2 diodes. So those parts make up, all of those parts allow this to do what it does, okay? And so for us, remember, we're going to use this to flash an LED, and so we can have control of that, okay? Now notice your 555 here, there's a dot, okay? That dot corresponds to pin 1. Then you read, this would be pin 2, 3, 4. Then you keep going around. This is pin 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, so all integrated circuits have a little U-shape mark at the top right here. And then the first one, counterclockwise, is pin 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we wrap around 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay, that's important because when you look at your schematic here, you can see, for example, this is pin 6, pin 7, pin 2, 1, 5, 3. Okay, so on the schematic, they're not arranged according to their position on the chip. They're just arranged in a way that makes laying out the schematic easier and cleaner. Okay, so if you look real close here, we have 3 resistors, 500 ohms, 500,000 ohms, 350 ohms. We have our LED here. We have 1 capacitor. We have these arrows at the top mean that these points are connected to the positive side of our battery. All right, so pin 4, pin 8 go directly to positive. Down here you have ground, so this is going to be the negative side of our battery. So the LED negative side goes to the negative of the battery. Pin 1 goes to the negative, and this end of the capacitor goes to negative. Okay. One other thing to note here is when you see the green dots, that means that the wires are connected. So for example, these wires are crossing over each other here, but they're not actually connected. They're just crossing over. The dots are where wires are actually connected. All right, so I'm going to set up this first section for you guys, 1 to ground to the capacitor to 2, and I'm going to leave the rest up to you. Okay, so I need a capacitor. I'm going to set up the battery. Let's zoom out. Let's take a capacitor here. We'll take a blue non-polarized capacitor. Let's make him 1 UF, 1 microfarad to start. And this capacitor will actually control the speed of the blinking. So I'm going to rotate him a couple times. Now, the capacitor connects from pin 2 to pin 1. And pin 1 goes to ground. Okay, so pin 1 goes to ground, and that connects to the capacitor, which then connects to pin 2. So I'm going to take that. I'm going to take my capacitor. Remember, the dot is pin 1. All right. And the pin after it is pin 2. So I'm going to put them right like that. Pin 1 goes to ground, so I'm going to click here. And let's bring a wire down to the black row here. I'm going to straighten these wires out because it's so much nicer when they're smooth and neat. Black to keep myself clear of what's going on. Now my battery, I'm going to connect negative right to here. Let's make that black. And I'm going to connect positive right to here. Make that red. And my battery's connected. Now we need to access the battery on these pins as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a wire from negative on this side, and I'm going to go across to negative on this side. And I'm going to take a wire from positive on this side, and I'm going to bring it to positive on this side. That way we have ability to access our battery on both sides of the board without having crazy wires jumping all over the place. All right, so that's the basic setup to start. Now you'll see that pin 2 connects to pin 6. So I'm going to put that wire in for you guys, and then I'm going to leave the rest up to you. Pin 2 goes to pin 6. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this row is for pin 6. So let's take pin 2. I'm going to put a wire. I'm going to click, click, click. Let's make him unique. Let's make him purple. And I'm going to straighten these out as well. Even though you can't see them underneath, I know in my heart when they're straight. There we go. So now 2 is connected across to 6. All right? So you guys keep going. When you get this connected, make sure your parts are all the right values here, your resistors. When you hit start simulation, you should see that LED flashing. Okay? If you have any questions, double check your schematic. The values are here. And if you're still not getting it, find me on the chat. All right. Good luck. Have fun.